Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo. What's good with it? It's the homie MACK. Music, art, culture, knowledge. Each one teach one. Each one teach 1,000. Reporting live from the Dogon. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube channel 82 Kings. I need the algorithm to feel me, man. Thumbs up, give me the likes. Thumbs up, give me the likes. This is a real quick MACK minute session. I want to talk about Morant. Apparently, this whole buzz. What happened? I guess there's some type of satirical sports website called Ball Sack Sports. I've also seen it referred to as Butt Crack Sports. So, but the thing is, their presentation is very it's very sophisticated. It seems very legit, but it's not. It's satire. But anyway, there was some type of satirical comment that Morant supposedly made, which he did not, where he said, in so many words, I would have beasted Michael Jordan. I would have cooked him. People thought it was real. It was floating around. And then I want to say on Taylor Rook's platform, shout out to Taylor Rooks, Morant. I only saw like a clip, but Morant was speaking with Taylor Rooks, and then I think she referenced the satirical post, and he was saying like, "Yeah, I wish I could have played against Michael Jordan." Really paying homage to him, acknowledging his greatness. Like, I heard he was super competitive. I respected his mindset, things of that nature. Like he really big upped Michael Jordan. And then she was jokingly saying, "Well, do you think you would have cooked him?" He was like, yeah, I would have cooked him. And then she's like, then it's like they're laughing with each other. And then essentially he says, yeah, if I, and even Taylor Rook said it. She was like, that's what you're supposed to say. And he was like, nobody has more confidence than 12. 12 being his number. Nobody has more confidence than 12. And then he even went as far to say, I'm not going to say somebody's better than me. I'm not going to say somebody's going to, best me. If I'm playing somebody one-on-one, I'm going to beat them. He even referenced soccer, the best soccer player, like, I'll beat him. And he even inquired, like, who's the best soccer player? And she said, Leo Messi. I think I forgot what club he plays for. I'm not a big football person like that, soccer. But I respect the sport. And he was like, yeah, well, let me be a goalie, and I'll shut him down, basically. And she was like, well, you know how serious that is? He was like, yeah, I know. But still, I got confidence. And but people left out the part about Messi, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to say it's neither here nor there, but it fits into the narrative of him being confident. And it kills me how, like, seeing some of the older heads, and even some of the people from my generation, because we getting up there, act like it was sacrilege that this man believed in himself. How dare Morant believe in himself? And I think that's the problem. I feel like even from a society standpoint, I feel like fear is it's almost like it's learned behavior. It's taught. Michael Jordan is the best. You'll never be. It's like, no, why can't he feel that way? So many people are limited in their mind. Like there's these clamps. Like, they can only go but so far. They can only do but so much. And that became very conspicuous hearing people talk, about Morant, in regards to this context. I was just hearing people say, "Oh, it's sacrilege that he would say he would cook Michael Jordan. He couldn't hold weight in the '90s. He couldn't do anything in the '90s." First of all, I want to say this: epigenetics is real, genetics is real, evolution is real. From an athletic standpoint and from a skill standpoint, the average basketball player now is better than the average basketball player in the 90s. I don't care. You can fry your face. You can get pissed off. The game evolves. The game has evolved. Anatomically speaking, the body has evolved. These kids are 6'5" in the 6th grade shooting the ball like KD. Not shooting the ball like KD, but they have a very, very high acumen with their jump shot, and they can handle the ball. A lot of these kids are now in 9th, 10th grade doing stuff that people in college were doing 10, 12 years ago. These kids, they play so much AAU basketball. they're vets. By the time they set foot on the college campus, they have played so much basketball. They're vets. The average AAU tournament, you may play 2 or 3 games a day. And let's say you've been doing that 2 or 3 games a day for a weekend. And during the tournament, 2 or 3 games a day in the tournament. Two or 3 games a day in a tournament. A tournament may be 3 or 4 days. You play 2 or 3 games. You're going to play at least 6, 7 games in a highly competitive tournament. At least maybe depending on how big the bracket is, you're going to play at least in a weekend. You'll play at least 4 or 5 games. Contingent upon how big the tournament is. So you've been doing that from the time you were 9 years old up until the time you're 18. By the time you set foot on the college campus, you have played so much basketball. Your skill set is if you've been consistently training and working out, you're going to be on another level, especially in comparison to the average basketball player 10, 12 years ago. And it's like I think people get caught up in their era. There are some players that transcend eras, like obviously Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. You have jewels, you have guys that transcend time, but a lot of times those guys were just ahead of their time. Like we had with Connie Hawkins, then it was Dr. J. It was Connie Hawkins, then Dr. J, then Michael Jordan. But Vince Carter can out-jump and was a better dunker than all the people I just mentioned. And even look at Ja Morant. I mean, to be as small in stature as he is, he has stupid bounce. Have you ever seen him with his shirt off? He's lean, he's skinny, but his core and his legs are very strong. Okay? And I just can't think of too many NBA. Well, Derrick Rose had bounce like that, and he's still playing. But on average, like Ja Morant, you didn't have point guards dunking like that. This dude's like, Ja Morant might be 6'2", 180, might be 180, dunking on 3s and 4s, on power forwards, on centers. Like, it's crazy. And I'm not saying that there weren't guards doing that back then in the golden era, but not as consistently. Not as consistently. So let's just acknowledge the game's evolution. The thing that kind of pisses me off about people when they talk about the 90s, they always say, oh, well, the guys were more physical then. That doesn't mean you were more skilled. If anything, when you were outmatched, when you were outmatched and outskilled, that's when you tried to put players on their ass because you couldn't keep up with them. So it incenses me, it pisses me off that people act like just because you played physical ball, that means you were better. No, in most instances, you couldn't keep up with the skills, so you had to try to play bully ball. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I'll say about players from the 90s and back then, I think maybe their love for the game and their resolve and even their basketball IQ, I would say on average was better because I think they were coached better. Now basketball has been so commodified, from kids making Under Armour, Nike, Adidas, all this money before they turn 18. Yeah, it's a money grab. So a lot of people don't even get in it to really teach or coach players up. They got connections, they're coaching, and they're making money off these kids. And I think long term, a lot of the kids suffer because a lot of them aren't being taught the game. But again, as far as skill and athleticism, it's better because we got better training. You got kids 12 years old, they got nutritionists and trainers. They can't help but eclipse the players that came before them because there's more sophistication. As far as on the training side. On the IQ side, there are kids who have a high basketball IQ. Don't get it twisted. But I would just say on average, the fundamentals are not on par as they were in the golden era. I will say that. The fundamentals are not on par. But as far as understanding of the game, IQ, I think it's just at a respectable level. But yeah, salute to Ja Morant, man. Forget y'all. It's sacrilegious. How dare he? It's just like what y'all. It's like y'all treat some of these players like they're gods. Y'all deify them, man, and y'all getting y'all feelings when somebody challenges them. So which is beyond me. But a lot of people have an emotional attachment to celebrities, so it is what it is. But yeah, I don't think Ja Morant is wrong for feeling what he feels. I've seen players who were talented, physically gifted, but mentally they did not have the confidence nor believed in themselves, and it negated all their skill sets. You know, so I'm big. That's, you know, even with my children, confidence. You dang near. There's so much competition out here. The world is perpetually growing in its competitiveness. There is no room for self-doubt. There is no room for self-doubt. There is no room for fear of failure. You have to go hard. You have to damn near be delusional in your self-confidence. It is what it is. But yeah, again, salute to Ja Morant. You just, you know, try to let that man breathe. You know, don't chastise him too hard. But yeah, I just feel like anybody, you should feel like you're the best. You should have supreme confidence. But yeah, I don't think he necessarily was saying what he said to say Michael Jordan wasn't good. Like I said, he paid homage to him. If anything, he saw, like, man, I heard so many good things about him. I'm so competitive. I would want to know how I would have fared in that era. Again, in the Jordan era. You know, I respect that. But anyway, it's the homie Mac. Music, art, culture, knowledge. Each one teach one. Signing out from the Dogon. Thumbs up. Give me the like. Thumbs up. Give me the likes. I feel you, Ja.